Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I do want to speak about Florian Wirtz, and this is going to be considered as Beyond the Ordinary series. It's going to go under this tab. It's going to be a brand new series where I do talk about outside of FC Barcelona. It's not going to solely be about FC Barcelona. We're going to be talking about other things that's happening in the world of football. And one of the things that is happening right now is Florian Wirtz will become a Bayern Munich player. And I find this as an insane transfer, because Florian Wirtz is a player that I highly rate. Somebody who is one of the best number 10s in the world. Somebody who can provide key passes, through passes, final third passes, right? In the same realm of Pedri, or in the same realm of the prime Kevin De Bruyne. And what's crazy is that Florian Wirtz is 22 years old. And so the fact that there is this possibility that Bayern Munich next season could have Musiala and Florian Wirtz in the same team, that is a blessing for Bayern Munich, and a blessing for Kompany. Kompany is going to have one hell of a time coaching these two players. Germany have already gotten this, right? Germany already have Florian Wirtz and Musiala together. They brought that in the Euros last year. But to see this at Bayern Munich with Olise as one of the wingers as well, and Kane up front, right in front of Florian Wirtz, Musiala and Olise, it's going to be one hell of a team, guys. One hell of a team. So what I want to do in this video is talk about this player, who he is, how he has progressed and evolved throughout the years, and how he could fit in Kompany's Bayern Munich next season. So it's going to be very, very exciting. So let's talk about the season by season trajectory. And Florian Wirtz, once again, just for a recap, he's 22 years old. He's a German attacking midfielder who plays for Bayer Leverkusen. Bayer Leverkusen is on track to lose many players. They're going to be losing their coach. They're going to get harassed this summer. I know it. So yeah, Florian Wirtz has a contract with Bayer Leverkusen until the summer of 2027. So he has 2 years left, but currently his market value is 140 million euros. Bayern Leverkusen do not want to let him go for cheap, and this could possibly explain the reason why FC Barcelona is not going to be going for this player. We have heard a massive report coming out about 9 to 10 months ago, claiming that Deco and Hansi Flick wanted to have a big bang signing in the summer of 2025, which is to bring in Florian Wirtz. But with his market value still being at 130 to 140 million euros, I just don't see Barcelona spending that much this summer, especially with the amount of restrictions coming from Javier Tebas, and the fact that Barcelona just cannot simply afford anybody at the moment. We cannot bring in any big time players. Real Madrid can. Real Madrid have all the authorization in the world from Javier Tebas to sign big time players like they did with Kylian Mbappe. Even though supposedly on paper he was for free, they still spent 150 million euros on Kylian Mbappe as a sign-on bonus. So I don't know. It's none of my business. But going back to Florian Wirtz and Bayern Munich, he has played 29 matches so far in the Bundesliga for Bayer Leverkusen, 10 goals and 10 assists in 2,175 minutes, with 69 shots total and 35 shots on target. So looking back at his season by season trajectory, right? Here's going to be a picture. Back in the 2020-2021 season, I would say this was the breakout campaign for him, with 29 matches played, 5 goals and 6 assists in the league. In the following season, it was considered his rising influence, where he played 24 matches in the Bundesliga, 7 goals, 10 assists. And then in the following season, this is where he went through an ACL injury, and everybody thought that he was finished at the age of 19 years old. They thought that he was never going to come back, because historically players who have gone through ACL injuries never came back the same. But he came back, he played 17 matches, scored 1 goal, provided 6 assists. It was not that bad. He was on track to really go back to his best self. And then came the 2023-2024 season, where he really made a statement to everybody in Europe, where he literally said, this ACL injury does not matter to me. I'm going to get even better from here, and it's just going to be different. And so he played 32 matches, was one of the most used, most reliable player for Xabi Alonso's Bayer Leverkusen, and he scored 11 goals in the league and provided 11 assists. He made a full recovery by this point. He won the league, he won the Pokal, he won the DFB. It was insane what Florian Wirtz has been able to do with Bayer Leverkusen, and just Bayer Leverkusen overall, because they have been one hell of a team, and especially last season. And then this season, he maintained a elite output. 29 matches played in the league so far, 10 goals and 10 assists. So very even with what he had in the previous season in the league, which was 11 goals and 11 assists. So he maintained his elite level of output, meaning that not only is he considered as a one season wonder, or like just a like a what do you call these type of players? Just a player that maybe performed in one season, he played all flashy and then gone the next season. No, Florian Wirtz is here to stay, and somebody who wants to dominate the world of football, right next to Lamine Yamal, Pedri, Musiala, Erling Haaland, Kylian Mbappe, etc. So let's talk about his special qualities, right? His special qualities is something that we have to pay attention to, because his technical mastery is 110% in my opinion. Once again, next to Pedri, next to Yamal, because if we look at his numbers, 82.8% pass accurate rate. Bundesliga, he's in the leading smart passes in the Bundesliga, leading key passes in the Bundesliga, which was back in the 2023-2024 season. Right, he was amazing. And then in terms of creativity, has an expected assist rate of 0.47 per 90 minutes, which puts him in the 99th percentile. And he has distinguished himself in terms of passes with no look, right? Like he likes to like not look at where he's going to pass it to, but make the pass to exactly the player that he wants to pass it to. And the opposition usually gets super like annoyed and confused with those type of passes. Very Ronaldinho-like, right? He has the creativity, and he likes to make those outside foot passes, which is very similar to what Lamine Yamal likes to do on the right flank. His ball carrying abilities and ball dribbling abilities is also really good. High progressive carries, consistent double movements to lose markers. He also has a high work rate and endurance, very similar to Xavi. 7.6 miles, 33 sprints per match, 363 ground duels that have been won in this season, which is the league's highest. And then you have his versatility. As a attacking midfielder, number 10, he can play as a inverted winger, as a false 9. And Xabi Alonso also occasionally operates him as a forward, and he still performs very, very good. So versatile, has a high work rate. He can carry the ball, creativity, technical mastery, breaking records here and there. Then you have his most recent form. Like many have said that Florian Wirtz has been very quiet in the past 2 months, which is very true, right? But on May 4th, 2025 against Freiburg, where they tied 2-2, he provided 1 goal, had 6 crosses. That SOFA score was like 7.3, 92 touches, 30 sprints, and it was his first goal involvement since February, showcasing that he had a a brief dry spell in the past 3 months, but he's back, and back better than ever before. Then we have his transfer landscape, which is, I believe, one of the most important conversations that we must have, because once again, I know that this is a Barcelona channel, but I want to speak about other clubs that have been linked to Florian Wirtz. So we're going to be talking about FC Barcelona and its relationship with Florian Wirtz in just a few seconds. But first of all, with Bayern Munich, there has been local reports that was held back on May 1st, 2025, claiming that Florian Wirtz only wants Bayern Munich, and the owners of Bayern Munich do want to bring in Florian Wirtz. And then we have Man City, who also want to bring in Florian Wirtz. They see him as the next Kevin De Bruyne, right? And Leverkusen, for some reason, this is reportedly, they want to sell Florian Wirtz to a different club abroad. They don't want to sell him to Bayern Munich because it is strengthening their direct rivals, and they don't want to do that. And we'll see how that turns out, because I feel like if there was one team that can pull off this operation, it would be Bayern Munich, because Florian Wirtz does look like he is interested in this move. And like, for example, right, let's talk about Real Madrid first. Real Madrid have been interested in Florian Wirtz, but Florian Wirtz told Xabi Alonso that he does not want Real Madrid nor Man City. Real Madrid have this idea that they can bring in Xabi Alonso and Florian Wirtz for the next season, because they will be bringing in Xabi Alonso to succeed Ancelotti. But it does seem like, based off the reports that we have gotten, that Wirtz does not want Real Madrid nor City. And in terms of like FC Barcelona, nothing has been said between Barcelona and Wirtz at all, besides that one report from last summer of 2024. And I believe that if there was any talks right now between Wirtz and Barcelona, it's fan driven. It's all fan driven, driven by us, right? And nothing more. We have not heard any recent reports about Deco wanting him, nor Fleek wanting him. We haven't heard any reports about Florian Wirtz wanting FC Barcelona, nothing. So if there was anything that came out in the past 5 months, it's all fan driven. And recently, Florian Wirtz also had a interview with Sports Illustrated back on May 7th, which was yesterday. And he said, I'm keen to leave my comfort zone at some point and experience something new. I don't know how new he wants this brand new experience, but it depends on his intensity, right? Because if he's saying that he really wants something new, then he would say that basically means that he wants to go outside of Germany and Bayern Munich is not in the picture. But maybe he just means that he wants to experience something new, as in like he just wants a brand new team. And even if it's inside within Germany, and Bayern Munich may be the leading candidate here. So I don't know exactly what he means by saying he wants to leave his comfort zone, experience something new, because to me, in my perspective, that sounds like he wants to go to a different club where they speak a different language, right? Leaving your comfort zone, which could be a team like FC Barcelona or Real Madrid or Man City, where they speak different languages, is a different teams, different leagues, etc. But as of now, like I've said, everything that we have been hearing in terms of what has been going on with Florian Wirtz's future, it does look like it's going to go to Bayern Munich and nothing more. I just have to be realistic. I would love to see him join FC Barcelona and become our main number 10. But as of now, it is Bayern Munich. So moving on towards the interview takeaways, this is going to be my takeaways for what he had yesterday. And he has the openness to move. He's ready to fit anywhere. Point number 2, leadership growth. He said that he likes to take responsibility, and so wherever he does go, he wants to be the main protagonist in the final third, in the attack, whatever, right? He's somebody that speaks a lot, and so anybody that ends up getting Florian Wirtz's services, I believe that it's going to be something massive. And then I think that there is point number 3, financial realism. He is aware of his high valuation. He knows that he costs a lot of money, and he knows that Bayern Munich have a budget. Like, they're not like Bayern Munich is going to have a cap and say the most that we can give out for Florian Wirtz is going to be 110 million euros, not 140 or 150. So Florian Wirtz knows that, and so we'll see how that turns out in the future. Moving on towards the other point that I want to make, right, is about Kompany's Bayern Munich. Let's assume that everything works out very well for Kompany, Bayern Munich, and Florian Wirtz, and everything in between. Let's say that this operation does happen. Most likely, that shape, if Florian Wirtz were to come and you have him play alongside Musiala, that formation is going to look like a 3-4-2-1 in my opinion, or a 4-2-3-1 with dual. It's going to be like having that dual 10 dynamic, right? It's going to be amazing to have Florian Wirtz in the left half space and Musiala on the right half space, something that we have seen in Germany. So they're going to be having a total of 2 10s if they work this out. Ideally for me, I would like to see Musiala on the left and Florian Wirtz on the right, but I think that we're going to be seeing Wirtz on the left half space and Musiala on the right half space. I think that Musiala would bring the dribble-centric final third threat, while Florian Wirtz will bring the deeper playmaker defensive bite abilities, right? You have a very good balance between these 2 10s, right? Having 2 10s in a 3-4-2-1 formation or 4-2-3-1 system makes a lot of sense, and they're going to complement each other once we see them work together. Because looking at the German national team, it tells you already Wirtz works very hard in terms of running. His dual strength and balances Musiala's dribbling. They both interchange roles, so it does not even matter if one goes on the left, one goes on the right. They can always interchange, confuse the opposition. It unbalances the opposition blocks. It's going to be amazing. And the press compatibility, right? Both excel in intelligent counter pressing, and that's going to be key to Kompany's high press template. And that's it, right? Like, it's going to be beautiful. And if you were to ask me, do you think that this is like, do I believe that Florian Wirtz is somebody who can solve Bayern Munich's problem? I don't think so. I think that Bayern Munich have other problems besides the attack, and one of them is for sure the defense. I mean, like, they got dismantled by Barcelona earlier this season 4-1. They also got dismantled by Feyenoord 3-0. So their defense does need a checkup. And I don't think that Florian Wirtz is going to fix Bayern Munich's defense. What they need to do is really create something way more organized at the back. They need to have more simplistic buildups, chaotic spacing, poor high pressing coordination sometimes, and those things need to be fixed. The system needs to be fixed. Kompany has to fix that. It's a system error, what Bayern Munich has been going through this season. And is Florian Wirtz going to be the answer to that? No. Like, Florian Wirtz is just somebody that can enhance your attack. And if you have your system working well, these players will perform well. That's just how it works. That's how football works. So Kompany has to fix that. Is having Musiala and Florian Wirtz and Olise and Kane a step forward in the right direction? Of course, but it does not matter if you have a Lamborghini, because if you have a Lamborghini with no wheels, where are you gonna go? You're not gonna go anywhere. You need the wheels for your Lamborghini. And you know, Florian Wirtz, Musiala, Kane, and Olise, that is a Lamborghini. Yes, that is a monster. That is something that can go 250 miles per hour. But if you don't have the wheels, where are you gonna go? So that's just how it is, right? That is going to be the bottom line for this operation here. That is going to be my conclusion. Florian Wirtz offers a rare blend of a classic number 10. 10 goals, 10 assists, elite creative metrics, eagerness to leave his comfort zone. We'll see what his next move is going to be. I'm going to be very interested to see where he does go. Hopefully FC Barcelona, as a Barcelona fan, but if he goes to Bayern Munich, good luck to him. I think that he will be very successful. And I believe that Kompany will figure something out with the quality material that he's going to be gaining for next season. So that is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.